Yeah, during he visits his creation all the time and does not let them suffer alone in their misery. So this fact we must understand. He will never let us down. He will never leave us alone to suffer. So now we have this corona outbreak. We all are suffering. We all have the we are afraid whether we'll get the virus. So the poet says the point is he is with us. God is with our suffering. He is ready to share our problems. So he will never let us suffer those problems alone. So when we have problem, he comes inside us and he gives an answer to the problem. So that answer is God. He gives us that answer, or he gives us a way to come out of that problem. The repetition of the line "He comes, comes, ever comes" intensifies God's concern and love for the human being. The poet repeatedly he says that He comes, because sometimes we know if we'll forget, we'll never agree that no, God is not with us. Sometimes we say, so he'll disagree with this, the poet's statement. So the poet wants to stress the line and he says, he comes, ever comes. Even though we know insult him, we insult God, he will never go away, go back. He will come and try to help us. So this intensifies concern and love for God's concern and love for the human being. And this is the last part, conclusion. The poem strengthens the conception that God is omnipresent. So, what is omnipresent? All pervasive. That is, He is present everywhere. That is omnipresent, all pervasive. He is the power of world. He is everything. So, God is everything, and omnipotent is powerful, all powerful. We cannot dominate God, or we cannot destroy God. We cannot question God. So many things we can say. So He is omnipotent. He is above all of us, which we fail to understand most of the times. We think that we can control nature. We are above God. So it's he says. Tagore says he's omnipotent, he's all powerful, he can destroy us. We say that he's a destroyer, at the same time he is a creator. Only God can create and only he can destroy. So he plays a dual role. And omniscient, he is all knowing, he knows everything, he knows our past, he knows our present, and also future, which we cannot foresee future. We do not know what is going to happen tomorrow, but he is all knowing. He knows what will happen after 100 years. So he is omniscient, he is all knowing. And this idea helps overcome the fear of suffering and pessimism. So if you try to understand this concept, this fact, that will help all of us to overcome the problem of pessimism. So having a negative attitude towards life, thinking that life is full of problems. For anyone, life is not, we know it's not bed of roses. And if you have problems today, the famous quotation I would like to quote here: if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Most of you will be familiar with this line. This is Shelley's famous line from "O to the West Wind." If winter comes, can spring be far behind? So, if you have problems today, that is not constant, that is not permanent. Nothing is permanent except change. So, tomorrow you will be happy. So, life, we continue to live with this hope, and we should never leave our hope. That is the theme of the poem. And if you have doubts, please you can um, post your doubts in the comment box, questions, and silent step. Yeah, one child has asked a doubt regarding this word manifestation. All change that takes place in nature is his own manifestation. Manifestation is, God's will, God's wish. The change that we see in nature today, that is, the disease that we see among us today, is God's wish. And if we are going to, overcome this problem, that is also God's wish. That is manifestation here. That is the meaning of manifestation here in this context. So all change that takes place in nature is His own